Hello, good morning, everyone. It's Brenda over here at Blasterworks, and we are going to work on day 48 of Essence of Time. Yesterday, we started this page just gluing down a plate and some rivets, and then we painted it gray. And as you see, I painted about 2 coats of gray. You can still see some of the paper coming through. And then if you see down here, it's a little darker. I accidentally, when I went back to touch it up, I accidentally used the wrong gray. So this corner is a little darker, but oh well. And also I'm going to show you, and then off camera, that was on camera, we did most of that. And then off camera, after I had painted it gray, I also added 2 layers of matte medium last night when I got home from work because I wasn't sure what I was going to do next. And I do like to add kind of like a little bit of a sealant on there, but not like a glossy sealant or anything like that, but in case I need to clean off some of the paint in the future. So I did do that. So 2 layers of matte medium, and then I'm going to show you some close-ups. Hold on, do this without. I would zoom in, but I notice when I zoom in, when I edit, the quality is not that great. So you see here that shiny, it's still wet, the matte medium right there. And sorry about the shadow, and right there. What I did was I kind of glopped on some matte medium, just in places where I kind of want to make it look corroded. And so what I'll do is I'll heat that up later and let it bubble and stuff. Now this here, this piece, and up here, this piece, that is actually gloppy paint. Okay, so from my gray paint, when I was pouring it out onto my palette, a big old glop came out of there. And I just took the glop and just put it up against the side because it kind of looked like welding. And I get glop in my paint because unfortunately I recycle some of my paint. Like if I have a whole bunch left on my palette, I will scoop it up and put it back in. And it's a lot of air in that paint already, and I think it just kind of dries up. And then that's how I end up getting glops. So don't do that if you don't want glops in your paint. But yeah, but I just used my glops from the gray as decoration, as part of the weld. Okay, but anyway, so let's get started here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to heat this up and bubble it. We'll do that first, and then I'm going to go and put some highlights in with silver paint. A lot of people use wax for this step, but if you don't have wax, silver acrylics is fine. And then we're going to do the rusting, which will need a dark brown, a terracotta, or a burnt orange is fine. And then I usually will sometimes add a lighter orange too. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And then I also am going to use this chalk acrylic rusty because it's translucent. I'm going to do that at the end, I think. And that's just to kind of put like a rusty glaze, not over the whole thing though. Maybe I'll just splatter it. I don't know yet, but I figured because it's translucent, this might be a good thing to do at the end. And then I'm also going to use cinnamon. This is my best. That's the easiest and most least expensive way to do rust is with acrylic paints and some cinnamon. Okay, so let's start our timer. All right, and then I'm just going to heat up some of these in here and until it bubbles. And if you don't have matte medium, you can do this with paint. Acrylic paints too will just bubble because they have like glue in them, or plastic, I should say. And I just kind of want like a corroded texture. See how it's bubbling? And I could have done more, but this is just, remember, this is just a background. So I'm not going to put as much detail as I would in a normal painting or whatever piece of artwork. Okay, so I think let's put the highlights on first before we do the rust, because I think the rust would come over some of the highlights. What do you think? We'll just do a little bit just so you can see. So I put down a little paint on my palette, and then I just use my finger, because you don't want a lot. And I smear it back and forth just to get a little bit on my finger, and then you just glaze over the top like that. Because I mean, you could do dry brushing, but to me, I'm not that good at dry brushing. See, and I even got some here on the edge, but that's okay. This silver paint is pretty liquidy. I probably should get a more dry one. And I feel like you can barely see it. Let's see. But it's there. You can even like add some to your piece. You know, it doesn't just have to be on the raised pieces. Around the edges. Yeah, I think this paint is kind of too thin. I might need to find a thicker one, but we'll just go with it. You can kind of see it. Whoop. Damn. Yeah, if we had more corrosion, it would pick up a little bit better, but I don't have that much on the page. All right, that's good enough though. All right, so I don't even think you guys can see it, maybe a little bit. I'll take pictures later. All right, so then now we've got that highlights. If you had more raised elements, you could do more highlights. And let's just do a little bit of rust. We're halfway through, and I do want to show you guys how to do some rust. I'm going to zoom in now. I think I'm going to try, because I don't like the way the quality looks when okay, I'm going to do this corner up here. Let's see. If I zoom in now, the quality is better than if I zoom in while I edit. Hands look pretty clear. All right, well, I'm just going to do this corner up here since we only have a few minutes left. I usually start with a dark brown and just kind of tap that in where you want your rest, right? Just kind of move in and then kind of move out. That. And add a little bit of the terracotta in there. Go ahead and do it while it's wet. Don't want it on there. You just wipe that off. Even though rust is still going to come up along the rivets. It's okay to blend it in. Kind of go a little out. Come down here a little bit. Just kind of imagine where that rust would be. And then you can either dry it, or let's put a little bit of cinnamon on there. Cinnamon's going to not only add color, but texture also. I might have added a little too much. Let's take some of that. But I can just blow it off, whatever doesn't stick. Okay. Like that. All right, and let's try to put a little bit more bright orange on there. And I'm not cleaning off my brush. I'm just kind of, okay, this is the brighter orange. Okay. Sorry, I don't want to. I've been using the one out of the cap, but I don't want to. I don't want to use it out of the cap right now because I have cinnamon on my brush. This is the burnt orange. And then let's take a little bit of dark brown too. And you just do this, just pounce it on there how you wish. And like I said, that cinnamon is going to give you the texture. And then kind of go like that. All right. You guys feel it? Feel me? And you're going to have, sorry, some like darker pieces around, I'm just doing this little area here just so you guys can see. Like that. Okay, we're just going to focus on this little corner. I only have like a minute. So that's how you can just create your own rust with just 3 colors and some cinnamon. And then with this, I just want to sprinkle some on there. Let's, because this is, I just want to see what it looks like. Not sprinkle, but I'm just going to, let's brush it over here, just in the corner. I just want to see, okay, so this is the opaque rust. Do I like that? Kind of like that, to be like maybe coming down like this. Now this, you can just water down some acrylic. You don't have to have this specific paint. This actually has a little bit more yellow in it. I do like it as a wash because it's pushing that gray back and making it look old now. You see that? All right, let's get a wipe out. Only have 14 seconds left. Get a wipe out and just kind of, let's see, it's hard to see in that little corner. Just kind of dab up some of it. There goes my time. And realistically, I knew I wasn't going to get the whole page done in 10 minutes, but I did want to show you guys how to do this. All right, so I like that. So now imagine I'm going to do this over the whole page. Okay, so I'm going to rust the corners of my metal plate. I'm going to add a rusty wash. So even if you don't have rust, all you have to do is take one of your oranges and maybe add a little bit of yellow to it and then water it down like really light and then just do a wash over the whole thing. But I'm going to do that last. Right now I'm going to rust some of this up. And then if you want drips too, you can you can just take your paint, and just, like from the rivets, you can just kind of go down like that, right? Just to show that, these, I probably need a better brush than this one, but right now this is all I have on hand. Use a thinner, maybe a thinner brush, but just go like that. And then you're creating some rust strips. See, just like that. Add a little bit of brown in there. I know I'm going over the 10 minutes, but I feel like this is good to know. All right, add a little brown. There we go. Okay, so that's all you got to do. And then you can always just go in the down sweeping motion when you're doing your rust. Just go down because it's dripping down. Okay, that's it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys can see this up here in the corner. I know the light is kind of not helping that much, but you guys get the idea, I think. All right, so, and then I'll take a picture of it so you guys can see what it looks like in real life. All right, I'll see y'all here tomorrow. I think we'll have a new page tomorrow because I think this is enough for this background. All right, thanks for joining me today, you guys. Love y'all. Just sorry I'm so close up. Ooh. All right, you guys, I am sitting here with the book on my lap because I wanted to show you what I did since this morning. So I finished the page, all right, so that's that. And I figured I could probably get some better close-ups here with the light coming in from the window instead of on my desk. Now this is that rust chalk paint splattered, okay? So I just splattered it, and then the bigger pieces I smashed with my finger, okay, because I didn't want perfect dots like this all over. So those I just smashed with my finger, and then I dried it up. That's all that is. Um, all of this is that wash, that chalk wash. All right, I did the whole page, and then just like I said, flowing down motion like drips, like drips. And then if you have a piece, you just add a little bit of brown, drip, a little bit of rust, drip, and just do that for the whole page. Okay, here's our corners. All right, still kind of hard to see, but the texture from the cinnamon is going all along here. You know, you have your dark brown, terracotta or burnt orange brown, and then the lighter orange, all blended in together. Okay, with the dirty brush, same here. All right, and then now if you see like some of the grays, they kind of take on a blue hue. You see like different shades of it, and that's cool because I didn't do anything else to that paint. This is just from the wash and just brushing with these, just brushing down, just in that motion. Okay, so I just wanted to share that with you guys so that you know the full extent of how to do this. And like I said, I start with dark brown, and then I add the dark orange, and then a lighter orange, and then a wash at the end over the whole piece, just to kind of push back that newness and make it look old. Okay. All right. And pics just are hard to do justice, so I'm hoping this little add-on to the video helps out. If you have any questions, please ask below, and I definitely will answer. Okay. All right. Bye again.